Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, the Emperor Baron Black, Pro Wrestling Zone, and you're tuning in to Out of Bounds.
How long have you been wrestling?
Me, myself, have been wrestling. This will be my 12th year, 12th or 13th year. Usually after a while, wrestlers, we stop counting. But we have to go back and realize, how long we've been in this game, how long we've been doing this. And definitely this is my 12th or 13th year, give or take.
And I guess, just what's kind of a little overview of what's going on this weekend in Atlanta.
Well, what's going on this weekend is that ATL legend himself is going to get in the ring and fight a future ATL legend in myself. And that is, of course, everybody knows Little Scrappy, the Love and Hip Hop star, and previously the man who was part of the biggest era in Atlanta hip hop, which is the crunk era, facing yours truly, the hometown boy from Atlanta, Baron Black, the pro wrestler on the rise. The name that you will get familiar with, trust me, within the next year or so. So that's what's going on. Battle Slam, the takeover this Sunday at Oasis Event Center on the South Side. And hopefully everybody will come and see what we got cooking up.
Baron, what school did you go to? High school you went
Well, let's put it like this. When my family moved here, I went to high school in a little rinky-dink town in the middle of no fucking where, Georgia. So I'd rather not say the name of that high school because I don't want to give them any recognition because it was such a miserable experience. So, but just let's say it was in Middle Georgia. That's exactly where I went to high school at. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to actually go to high school here in Atlanta, but after I left high school, I did move here, and I've been here ever since. So, and that was way back in 2006. So I've been here since 2006. So, yeah.
to? Well, when you said 12 or 13 years, I'm thinking like 2010, 22, well, '09, but I guess that's not that far off. We'll see.
Yeah, for wrestling, it's been 12, 13 years. For Atlanta, it's been since 2006. So that's been the time I've been in Atlanta. For wrestling, I started a little bit after 2006.
You have on the all black shoes, the kind of stereotype that goes around with all black shoes.
Like the all black forces? Is that what you're saying? Well, let's put it like this. I have all black forces, and I like all black shoes. So that should definitely tell you what you need to know about me.
I guess, when was the first time you got interested in, combat sports?
Man, since I was a kid, it's kind of come off a little bit cliche, but it's pretty much the truth. I think everybody at a young age took to combat sports and most specifically professional wrestling, and I did. And I grew up watching it with my family, most importantly, my grandfather, and the rest of my family, and I took a liking to it very quickly. As far as I can remember, since I remember even walking as a toddler, I was a fan of professional wrestling. So I can't really give you an age. It's just the furthest of memories I have in my brain has professional wrestling attached to them. So with that being said, that's something I always wanted to do. And like any child growing up with a black mother in a black home, they want the best for you. They say you got to go to school. So I didn't pursue what I really wanted to do in my dream of becoming a professional wrestler. I went to school, and as unfortunately with a lot of black children coming up, we went to go to school and we end up not using what we went to school for. So I went to school to become an electrician. I became pretty successful with it, but I did not love it. I did not like to do that every day. I knew that I didn't want to do that every day of my life. So I took a risk one day, went to pro wrestling school and tried to become a professional wrestler. And ever since that day, I stayed with it, and now I'm here now. So.
Who were some of your favorite professional wrestlers growing up?
Man, it's a long list, man. Of course, the old school legends you know, like Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, you know what I mean, Bruno Sammartino, you know, Hogan, of course. And then, of course, I grew up with that era changing to the Attitude Era, you know, Monday Night Wars and stuff like that. So I loved people like Chris Jericho, of course, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart. The list goes on and on. I mean, if they was on the screen, I was a fan of them of a certain point, but I did have my favorites. You know what I mean? Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, just to name a few. But I pretty much liked everybody. But I would tell you this. This is the one thing I like to I like to tell people, because I want to recover this photo. I just don't know where my grandmother has put it. But I did one of my elementary school pictures. I actually did the people's eyebrow in it. And my mom was so pissed off when she got those pictures back for the yearbook. She was like, why the hell did I do that? I mean, I was just that big of a fan. So
I guess favorite black wrestler growing up. The only one that I can remember is Booker T. Like from the time I was a kid and stuff like that. I guess who was your favorite black wrestler growing up?
Of course it was, you know, the 5-time WCW champion, 6-time world champion now because he won the championship after that. Booker T, Ron Simmons or Farouk, as you know, Farouk with the Nation of Domination. You know what I mean? I like the Godfather and his character and what he did. Obviously, we can't do that today, but but his character was always hilarious to me. And those two and those group was really particularly my favorite. But down the line, more people came along like MVP and Shelton Benjamin and guys like that who looked like me, who represented me on the screen, which propelled me forward to really believing that I could do this at one point when I did become of age. So those are all my favorites. Anybody that really paved the way for me to be here where I'm at right now in professional wrestling, I always give homage to.
Okay. I guess what was your favorite little scrappy song or verse growing up?
Oh man. Of course, we all loved him on Knuck If Your Buck. One of my favorites, I'm a King with PSC. That was one of my favorite scrappy tracks, man. He came on there. Of course, I think it was the remix he was on. I don't think it was on the original, but he came on, he snapped on there. But in the video with T.I. and all that, I love that song so much. That's probably my favorite one. Of course, I like Head Buster, Gangsta, What You Gonna Do with Lil Johnny, East Side Boys. Trust me, I know a lot of Scrappy's catalog, so I kind of like it all. I don't really have a favorite line because he always has some good one-liners, man. Like, man, I can't really pick a favorite line, but all those tracks, they're in my playlist now. They're going to be in my playlist when I continue to work out this week to whoop his ass. And they're going to be in my playlist after I whoop his ass. So it's like, it's all going to be good in the end of the day.
Well, what advice do you have to give to any young kids who want to be wrestlers?
The advice I have is really just go for it. I think we're at a point where I think a lot of African American youth just need to actually go for what they want. And not only that, expand your horizons. If it's something that you just really not sure about that you can achieve in, still go for it. You know what I mean? I have met a lot of young black youth, younger than me, who are into professional wrestling, but not necessarily want to commit to pursue it. But you can see the passion in them. You can see the fire in their eyes. You can see they really love it to a very certain extent that they could be a career for them. So all I got to say is jump for it. It can be very rewarding at first, but trust me, it's going to be a lot of damn work. But it's going to be rewarding if you really love it. So my advice is for people who want to be in professional wrestling, jump forward. Just know you're going to have to make sacrifices with anything that pertains into being on TV in the show business, the entertainment field. You're going to have to make some sacrifices, some tough choices, but at the end, it could be very damn rewarding.
But what do you think someone, just to veer off a little bit, what do you think someone like Bianca has done for like kind of the today's black kids of kind of no one thinking it's possible?
Bianca,
yeah,
the women's champion right now.
Yeah.
I think she has done something very similar to what Jade Cargill has done with AEW as well. It has really given the female African American teens and youth and adolescents a strong black woman figure in combat sports, which really has not been there. You know, you had Layla Ali and things, and people of that nature, but they see it in a different light now, and they see these women, particularly these two women, really connect with them because they look like them. They have personalities like them. You know, they dress like them. So I think what they have done is really brung them into professional wrestling even more, had them more engaged, and really developing probably future superstars down the line, because the fandom that these two women have with Bianca and Jade Cargill is really unprecedented. I have not seen it before in our community. So I think they really are being the representation of building future stars that are African American females.
When you were talking about wrestling being a difficult kind of thing some nights, I guess what was one particular moment that was very tough for you, I guess, coming up?
Being broke. Being broke. Coming up and trying to be a professional wrestler, you're going to be broke on numerous occasions. It's going to happen. If you just don't think you can live through that, this probably is not the business for you. And I tell people this all the time. This is probably the most physically demanding and mentally demanding sport to be in on the planet. So, yeah, you're going to take your bumps and bruises. You're going to take your losses. You're going to take your sacrifices. And being broke at one point in time is going to be one of them. Unless you luck up and you just become one of the very few anomalies that happen in pro wrestling, to where you go from the starting period and you shoot straight up to the top to where you're on a television product. And that's very rare to happen. So you're going to have some growing pains, and being broke at one point in time is going to be one of them. So I'm just letting you know off the bat.
What is your record?
My record?
Yeah.
My record in what? What are you getting?
Well, I mean, I don't know. If I wanted to put some background information there, whichever one you prefer.
Okay, you talking about my record with a particular company, or you talking about my record in wrestling overall? It's like, it depends on what you exactly.
I guess we could do this current company and then your overall record.
My current company. Well, of course, everybody knows that my record with my current company, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, on TNT and TBS. I have been on this crazy losing streak, which has been 0-50. But your boy is finally on the board. I got that dub right here in Atlanta, July 20th, in front of my people. So now we starting a new streak.
How's it being on TV?
Oh man, it's kind of surreal, because sometimes I go back and look at clips and I'm like, damn, is that really me right there? You know what I'm saying? It's wild to see the fan reactions online. It's wild to have your family and your friends, your cousins that you used to watch wrestling with grow up and start calling you, texting you, just more ecstatic than you are because they're seeing this on television. It's pretty wild for your grandparents and your parents to see, and have them become your biggest cheerleaders. It's still surreal to me, because 8-year-old me would probably faint if he's seeing what I'm doing right now. So it's very surreal, and I'm very grateful for it, and it makes me drive even further to achieve everything I want to achieve.
All right, cool. Now let's for the part that I've been waiting for the entire interview. All right, you here with the camera. All right, I'm a little scrappy.
Oh,
come on. We some head busters. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to me?
What do you mean?
You got to show me what you gonna do to Lil Scrappy. You gotta.
What do you mean? I can't show you. Preview. Like, that will physically hurt you.
You can't.
Oh my god. Well, I can definitely tell you what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Everybody's seen him rock bottom me, right?
Right.
I think I have to give that back to him. then I'm gonna have to just basically do what his song said. I'm gonna have to bust his head
Oh
open.
man.
Bust his head to the white meat. That's exactly what I'm gonna have to do. That's my plan. That's my plan. So I hope, Mama D, I hope you ain't there because I'm busting some heads. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And unfortunately, that's the way it has to be because he came on my show and did what he did. So I have to get it back.
Well,
Just like Uncle Shannon Sharp said, I got to have you.
No, I heard that.
I got to have you. So it's like, it is what it is.
Well, I appreciate you for sparing me. I'll go back.
Yeah, I'm sparing you. I'm sparing you.
All right. And I guess, for the people like who want to follow you and everything like that, follow your journey along social media, where can they do so?
Easy, you can follow me on Twitter at the Emperor. That's TheEmpBruh. Same thing on IG, on the gram. Facebook, Baron Black on Facebook. You can follow me on there. Don't bother sending a friend request because the shit is full. Can't accept no more people. And also make sure you follow Battle Slam at Battle Slam on Twitter. Make sure you come out and witness history in Atlanta, pro wrestling history in Atlanta, when Battle Slam The Takeover is on August 7th, Sunday at the Oasis Event Center. It's going to be one crazy ass event. It's going to be a movie. Trust me, this is something you are not going to want to miss. You're going to want to see it.
All right, Baron Black, we appreciate the time so much today, sir.
Appreciate you.